Recently, I worked with an amazing web designer who wanted to create a blog slider look on the blog archive page. So what she wanted was the latest 5 blog posts, and what this would look like would be the featured image in the background, the category, and then the blog post title and a read more button on top of that featured image. So I got to work and I used the Kadence Blocks Pro plugin and the Kadence theme add-on to recreate this look. And this is exactly what I'm going to be showing you in this tutorial video, how you can achieve this as well on your own WordPress website. So let's dive on into my screen and let's work through this step-by-step tutorial guide.
Okay, so here I am on my dashboard, and what I have is all my blog posts that have already been uploaded. They've got titles, and if I click on edit here, they do have featured images, and I have uploaded quite high resolution featured images because this is going to be on a slider, and it's going to be a full width slider. So there you go, you can see my featured image. So the first step in the process is to come to our pages here, all pages, and make sure that we do have a blog post page, and that if we come to settings, reading, that the blog page has been assigned to the posts page. So that's the first step in the process. Now the next step is to come to our plugins, and we are going to be using 2 of Cadence's Pro plugins to achieve this specific feature on our website. So we are using the Kadence Blocks Pro extension plugin and the Kadence Pro premium add-on for the Kadence theme, because what we want to be using is hooked elements to recreate a new blog archive page. So once we have installed these plugins onto our WordPress website, we are going to head to Appearance here on the left-hand side. We're then going to come to Kadence. Once we're here and we have put in our Pro license key, we will see Pro add-ons at the bottom. We're then going to toggle on the hooked elements, and then we're going to click Customize. This will then enable us to create a new template for the blog archive page. So we are going to click Add New at the top. We're then going to choose an element type, and in this case we're going to be choosing a template, and we're going to give this a title. So we are recreating the blog archive page, so I'm going to call this blog archive. And then we're going to head to the right-hand side here where it says element settings, and we're going to assign this template page to the blog archive. So placement here in the drop-down will replace the archive content, and then under display settings, we're going to show this on the blog page. I'm then going to publish it, and if I go over to my blog page now, it's just going to be a blank page. So we can start recreating this. So I'm going to click on the plus toggle block inserter at the top here. I'm going to choose row layout, and then I'm going to choose 1 column. And in that 1 column, I'm going to be adding a block from the Kadence Blocks Pro plugin. And that specific block is the post grid carousel, because we are going to be creating a slider or a carousel of blog posts at the top of our blog archive page. So we're going to choose this initial style here on the left, and as you can see, it pops it into a grid, 2-column grid. So we can now go ahead and style this and make sure it is 1 column and it is a carousel. So let's pop on over to the right hand side, and if you're still in the element settings, you'll just come to settings here at the top. That will then bring up the post grid carousel styling options. So we don't really need to go into anything here unless you want to specifically choose specific categories that you want to show up on this blog archive page. I'm just going to be showing the latest 5 posts. So I'm going to click here, number of items, and I'm going to show 5 posts. Then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to our layout settings, and this is where I'm going to choose a carousel layout. Now when I choose the carousel layout, you'll see it pulls it all together, and now you will see these little dots at the bottom, and you'll also see arrows to the left hand side and to the right hand side. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to change these columns to 1 column, and now it shows the featured image, and it shows the title, details, and the excerpt at the bottom. Next, we're going to go to our image settings, and I want to make sure that no matter what size featured image I upload, it gets cropped to a specific ratio. So I'm going to change this to 2:1. So that's going to crop it to this sizing. And then image file size, I'm maybe going to make it a bit bigger. So ensure that my images are not blurry on the front end. Our next step is to go to our Style tab. We want to make sure that our text is in alignment, and we want to change some padding. So we will set this at the top to 0 and the bottom to 0, and then to the right we may make it 50 and 50 as well. Remember, you want to make sure you check this on your tablet devices and your mobile devices to ensure that the padding is not too much and the content starts to get a little bit wonky. Now, if you want to, you can go into your header settings here. There's padding and margin settings, and then content settings, and then also footer settings, but we don't have a footer in this case. Now, the last tab is your advanced tab, and this is where you can set what content you do want to show up here. So I do want the category to show above the title. So I'm going to toggle this on. That then adds the category above my title, and I can go ahead here and change my category color. So if I want to, I can change maybe the color to white, and the typography, I want to make it uppercase, and then the letter spacing 2 or maybe 1. It just changes back to maybe something like this so I can see it for now. The next is your title settings. So here you can obviously style your title. You can also change the color and the hover color. You can also set to show the title, and if you want the title to be linked to your blog post, which I think is really important. Next is your below title meta. We don't want this, so I'm going to toggle off show author and show category. The next is your excerpt. You don't want to show that. And then the last step in the process is to toggle on the read more button. And then of course you can go ahead here, and if you want to, you can style the text color, the background color, and the border color. We've also got options to style the font family, font weight, etc. Now, the last step in the process is to add some custom CSS to our post grid carousel. And this custom CSS will then move this content above the featured image for the carousel. So we're going to go over to the advanced tab. We're then going to go to advanced at the bottom, and we are going to add in an additional CSS class. So we are going to name this top-blog-section, and this is the CSS class that we are going to use to move the content above the slider. So I'm going to then click update. I'm going to then go back to my dashboard. Then I'm going to go to appearance and customize. We're then going to come down to additional CSS, and then we are going to paste in some custom CSS, which is going to position our blog post section absolute. We're going to then transform it and move it 50% to the top, and from the left 50%. We're then going to click publish, and now we can go to our blog page and we can see this in action. So we're going to come to pages, and we're going to go here, and then we're going to click view, and now you will see the content has moved above the featured image. And if you want to, you can of course remove these arrows to the right and to the left, and also these little dots below the slider. Now, if you want to create this same look on your own website, head to the links below. You'll find all the links to the Kadence Pro blocks plugins, and you'll also find the custom CSS that I have used in this tutorial video.